We are under the lights as the show gets you ready for another edition of Major League Baseball. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. Boston attempt to end a 6-game losing streak. Next. Luis Castillo will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
You know, every pitcher comes out of spring training hoping they can make somewhere between 30 to 35 starts. This guy will be making start number 30 on the year. He's reliable, he's dependable, and he's been pretty good all season long. 30 starts, not an easy thing to do.
In now, Michael Brantley, and we are set for baseball here this evening. First offering on its way. He's got it, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there's your first out of the ball game.
Batting second, the left fielder, number 99, Alex Verdugo.
Digging in, Alex Verdugo. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Now here's the pitch. A ball and no strikes. And guys, as we take a look at the Reds entering play here tonight, they've been hot of late, winners in 4 straight.
Yeah, Matty, I'm looking forward to this one. They got their ace on the mound today. You get to the ballpark, you're ready to go. You're watching video. You know this guy is going to put his best foot forward, execute pitches to all quadrants. The opposition's got to be on point if they're going to have a chance today.
Castillo has thrown a little over 150 innings of work so far and sports an ERA right around the major league average at just over 4. Now the 1-1 pitch.
That's a ball.
Temperature was in the 70s earlier today, but 59 at game time tonight. The 2-1 home is in there for strike number 2.
Let's get it going, boys. Somebody's loose, hitting 98 with ease in the first inning.
1 out, nobody on. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2 one more time. Shoots this one over to first. Fielded by Votto, and he'll take it onto the bag himself. 2 gone now here in the first. And that'll bring up J.D. Martinez. He has no prior history against this pitcher. First pitch coming. Here it is. And it's fouled away. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Now the pitch.
That missed. That's the ball.
Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Earl Hendricks.
Hey, D-Roll, Earl Hendricks, he's not a guy that gets a lot of complaints by either players or pitchers. He's a pretty good umpire.
Yeah, Dan, Earl's got a great track record in his sport. He's pretty consistent, and overall, he's been a fair umpire.
Oh, that hit him. Let's hope he's okay. Great support from his infield, though, as that's the 3rd out. Weird way to end the inning. Down in order go the Red Sox. And now the Reds will get their first opportunity. No score. Marcus Walden, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, we look a lot at numbers from starting pitchers, walks to innings pitched, but one of the key stats I look for is whip. And he has a sub 1.30 whip coming into this start, which tells me he throws strikes. He's not afraid to get the ball in the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if he can string together some real quality innings in this one.
Now at the plate, number 4. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. And that misses for ball one. Guys, this Red Sox ball club entering play here tonight. They are in the midst of a pretty bad stretch as they've dropped 6 straight coming in.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a moderate losing streak right now. Can't be happy with the way they played, but they have to find a way to relax a little bit. Everybody goes through these little stretches, these little valleys throughout the course of a long season. This team should right itself, and it needs to start today.
One and two now as that's in there at the knees.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well the 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
And that one misses badly. It's ball 2. Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. A leap, but he can't rein it in. It's off the wall. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. This guy's been producing at the plate all year long, and this at-bat is no different. He's probably surprised it didn't leave the yard after the season he's having, but he'll just have to settle for a double.
Stepping up now, Joey Votto. And as you can see, he's seen that average climb the last week or so. From the stretch. And that's taken for strike 1.
You can bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach going.
The 0-1 on its way.
Go, that's up.
And this one runs a little too far in, ball 2.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
The 2-1.
That's the ball.
You would think in this situation, maybe with a base open, he'd just pitch around him and put him on first. But not with the guy in the on-deck circle. He's going to attack this hitter.
The 3-1. Full count now. Working for the punch out and the offering. And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Batting third, the left fielder.
Nick Castellanos now. It was a 2-hit effort for him, including a home run in last night's game. First pitch of the at-bat. And he takes ball 1.
That's the ball.
Now the 1-0.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
First and second here with nobody out. Back up the middle. Oh, and he can't come up with it. And he is in there.
Boy, you know, D-Row, every pitcher loves that. Shortstop does a great job just to knock that ball down, to keep it from the outfield, to keep that runner from advancing all the way to home.
Yeah, and as a former middle infielder, Dan, we love this stuff. This is what gets you jacked up, trying to save runs for your pitcher, give you another chance to execute and get us out of this inning.
Now at the plate, Eugenio Suarez. He enters play in the hunt for the league's home run crown, but he'll have some work to do down the stretch. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Now a fastball on the inside corner, and he takes a look at strike one.
Pitcher on the mound has to find a way to minimize damage right here. Got to believe he's willing to trade 2 outs for a run.
Votto on second. Castellanos at first with no outs. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
1-1.
And he throws a cutter right by him to take control. 1-2. Hits this one hard the other way. Scooped up to second for one. On to first, and it's a double play, although the run does come in to score from third.
A bases loaded. Last thing you want to do is ground into a double play, and that's just what he does. 1 run scores, but you don't get an RBI in that spot. That's a rally killer.
Now in the box, Mike Moustakas. Only 1 hit for him in his last 4 ball games. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch.
That's a ball.
There's the cut fastball, but it's low. 1-0. Walden has a reputation, or a knack if you will, for working himself out of tough situations when he finds himself there. A lot of relief pitchers are known for that, obviously, but as a starter, that's certainly a valuable characteristic to have.
Matty V, and I'm going to tell you who likes this. The bullpen likes it, and the manager likes this, because most pitchers are going to get into trouble at least 1 or 2 times during the course of a start, and it's nice to know as a manager that you have a guy that's out there that can pitch with men on base and wiggle out of some tough jams. This guy.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Reds will be forced to settle for just the 1. 1 inning in the books here. It's the Reds 1 and the Red Sox nothing. And that brings in Xander Bogaerts. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. Now here it comes. Second inning starts with a fastball that misses. It's 1-0.
Hey, even though this guy's a righty hitter, he's going to get pounded with that 2-seamer. He needs to make sure he catches this thing out front if he sees that pitch again.
2 balls and no strikes for Bogaerts. And there's the first strike. 2-1. Takes this the other way to right, and that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning. So a base hit here to start the inning, and he continues to pile them up as we take a look at our league leaders in hits so far. And as you can see, he's right up there, 4th in the AL in that category. Here now is Rafael Devers, and he's looking to turn things around. Ice cold at the plate in recent action. First delivery to him on the way. And that's in there for strike 1.
This guy loves to drop the head on those pitches down and in. I'm shocked he went in there, but he's able to jump ahead and get away with it.
A runner at first with no outs here. Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there. The 1-1. Bogarts takes off. Offered at and missed. Here's the throw. Not in time as he steals second.
We all know this team is struggling right now. They're on a losing streak, so when that's the case, sometimes you need to be a little bit more aggressive and try to put some pressure on your opponents. Stolen bases are a good way of doing that, so we'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for him right now.
The 1-2. Devers, right field and carrying well. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. So it's a 2-run shot to right center. 41st home run of the year for him. And the Red Sox move in front. It's 2-1.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter. Every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
At the plate now, Jesus Aguilar. As he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He'll check in with an average still south of 230, a dozen home runs, and an even 40 RBIs. 1-0 pitch on the way. Good zip on that one as he just throws it by him for strike 1. Fouled off. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Looks like that bomb earlier in the inning kind of put this pitcher on the defensive. Not being very aggressive right now.
Down the first baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. Now the pitch.
Full count.
Francisco Cervelli is on deck. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
It's never easy to rebound after serving up a 2-run shot, but that at bat was a good indication to me that he isn't letting it get to him. He went right after him before the strikeout.
Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli. Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Here comes the 0-1. Hard stuff on the corner, and he's got him 0-2 now. Still only 1 out in the inning. 1-2 to the Red Sox catcher. And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2.
Having a hard time putting this hitter away here, and when I was looking at the tape on him from his last start, this is what I saw a lot of. He's not closing the door on guys, and when that's the case, they eventually get a pitch that they can do something with.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. The next 3-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
So now to the plate, Jairo Munoz. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time.
2-0.
Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. Changed up on him and dropped it in for a called strike.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Now the 2-1.
Nope, ball.
It's clear he just hasn't been able to find any rhythm out there. Pretty much unable to hit any of his spots, and now he's at 3-1, and he's put him into another great hitting count.
And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good.
And this is a case of a pitcher letting his frustrations get the best of him. He feels like he gets robbed on the previous pitch, and he just rears back and really let it go on the next pitch, but it got away from him in a big way.
Digging in, Marcus Walden, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. From the belt, the pitch.
Yeah, what?
Especially after drilling the last guy up at the plate. That's just a great job to get your mechanics back under you and establish yourself back in the strike zone.
One and one to the Boston pitcher.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
The 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2. A runner on first with 2 away. And a swing and a miss here. So it took him 31 pitches, but the side is finally retired. So the Red Sox strike for 2 on the 2-run homer. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's a 2-1 Boston advantage. Ready now, Aristides Aquino. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. First offering on its way.
Next ball.
Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2. The next 2 pitch to him misses outside.
He wasn't even close to swinging right there. That was a stone-cold take.
And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Stepping in now, Freddie Galvis. Hit down the line at first. Fielded cleanly, and he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and next to bat will be Tucker Barnhart. First delivery to him on the way.
Ball. 1-0. Ball.
This at-bat sets up really good right here, right? Hasn't seen a fastball yet, but now he gets to count at 2 balls and no strikes. He has to be looking for a fastball right here.
Outside, 3-0 now.
Well, we all know he's not the greatest threat with the bat up there. His numbers certainly aren't that pretty, but hey, I give him credit. He's really working the count right here.
And he misses here for ball 4. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work.
That's a nice job to work that walk right there. Even if it doesn't lead to anything on the scoreboard this inning, it prevents the pitcher from having to lead off in the next one. Just one of those small things that might go unnoticed, but in the end, make a big difference.
At the plate, Luis Castillo. Here's the first pitch to him. Fouled away. The 0-1. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1.
If he doesn't shorten his swing up right there, there's no chance he keeps his bat back.
The 1-1 home. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2.
Real ugly 0-1 swing there. As a pitcher, you've got to be hunting for the strikeout, knowing you have this guy way off balance.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Reds leave 1. They still trail it here 2-1. Top of the 3rd set to get underway, and standing in the outfielder, Michael Brantley. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Take 1.
Set to deliver the 0-1.
That's the ball.
Grounded up the first baseline, but this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
After fouling off the second one, I got to step out of the box, adjust my batting gloves, and tell myself there's no chance he's tripling up on that pitch.
The 1-2. Still a ball and 2 strikes. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Line fouled off to the left and a few rows back. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one.
Count is full.
Hey, this has been an epic at-bat right here. I don't blame the pitcher for a little nibbling right there. Maybe get a swing and a miss. He didn't bite on that one, so now we go full count.
And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
And don't forget, he lost his last time out, so he wants to get off on the right foot here. The last thing he wanted was to walk the leadoff man.
And the next up will be Alex Verdugo. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is.
1-0.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. Grounded to first. Galvis over to Votto, and they're able to get them both.
That's one of the hardest double plays to turn right there because of the difficult throw the first baseman has to make. No problem this time, though, and they get the 2 outs they were looking for.
Here's J.D. Martinez. No one on base for him after the double play.
Yeah, Matt, that 2 ball really changed the complexion of this inning. It looked like the middle of the order was going to have a chance to get a big hit with some ducks on the pond, but now they just have to try and get a 2-out rally started.
Here comes the first pitch.
Ball. 1-0.
2 out, nobody on. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Inside and low, 2-1. Three and 1 to Martinez.
This is where you cash your checks right here. 3-1. You're one of the best hitters in the game. You live for situations like this.
And this is taken for a ball. He walked him, and the Sox have themselves a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, the pitching coach would hate to go to the bullpen this early in the game, but sometimes you have no choice. On the flip side, he might just get in his face a little bit out there, try to challenge him, wake him up from his funk. Either way, we'll see how it works.
So it's a runner at first with 2 gone, and that'll bring up the power hitting shortstop Xander Bogaerts. Has a look, now the pitch.
Ball.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
The 1-0. 1-1 the count.
He's going to be thinking about that pitch all night if he doesn't have a big game right here. Pulled his front shoulder and everything went with it.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Let's go, Red. Come on.
Now a ball lined to the left side, but this is a foul ball. Here now the 2-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out. A couple of walks, but no damage. The 3 of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Digging in for his second at bat, number 4, as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
The center fielder, number 4.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. One and 1 to the Reds leadoff man. And he misses. 2-1.
I'd be real surprised if he goes back out away there on the mound. This is a count for a fastball challenge, and we'll see if he's ready for it in the box.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Is put in play to the right side of the infield. And the off-balance throw beats him at first, and that's a tough play. Coming to the plate now, Joey Votto. He drew a base on balls his first time up. And now pitch on the way. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. And Votto's able to lay off that one as the count turns even to 1-1.
Boy, that's one of the toughest pitches to lay off. A hard breaking ball at the back foot. Tough take on a terrific pitch.
Lifted into the air out towards center field. Brantley is under it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And the right-handed hitting Nicholas Castellanos will bat next. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. Right to him. Throw over to Aguilar at first will take care of him to end the inning. Pretty painless half of the inning all told. On now to the top of inning number 4. The Red Sox lead it 2-1. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first Heidi Watney standing by with a report.
Thanks, Matt. During the commercial break, I talked about the Red Sox offense with the Boston manager, and flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. He said he's been really happy with how many balls they've hit hard and on a line. Looking at the numbers, they've had 7 total line drives, and even though some of those have resulted in outs, he says it's that kind of consistent contact that leads to W's in the standings.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Rafael Devers.
The last at bat, Matty V, we heard this guy's a good fastball hitter. He got a fastball and didn't miss it. We'll see if they pitch him a little bit differently this time and mix in some off-speed pitches.
Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. It's ball 1.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
And he'll step on first himself for the out.
Now
digging in now, Jesus Aguilar. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
Into his windup, here comes the 1-0.
This is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like that. You can't just lay one in there, but you also don't want to run the count to 3-0.
Down low, and the plot thickens here, 3-0.
I'd be shocked if this wasn't a 4-pitch walk right here. He doesn't want to mess around and leave something over the heart of the plate and get beat in this situation.
He loses him on ball 4.
And with the bases empty, you don't feel bad about walking that guy. He's capable of taking deep every time he digs in, so it's not the worst thing in the world to work around him if you can.
Digging in, Francisco Cervelli. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First pitch on its way. And this one's in the dirt. And a good idea to hang close at first as he'll make it back easily. The 1-0 is a slider taken for a ball.
Clearly working the bottom of the zone, trying to get a ground ball for a double play.
Three and 0 now. Both teams with just 2 hits apiece thus far. And he misses again, ball 4, and that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls.
And this is the kind of thing that's been happening to him all season long. He'll cruise for a while, hitting his spots, and all of a sudden the wheels come off and he struggles. We'll see if he can recover here.
He's set. Here it comes. Jairo Munoz is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. On its way is pitch number 75.
1-1.
Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. From the belt, kicks and deals. That misses, and we're even at 2-2. 4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. And a half-hearted attempt that time, but they'll say he broke the plane, and that's out number 2.
For me, check swings are right there next to bang-bang place at first as the most difficult calls for an ump to make. Taking a look at show motion, the batter doesn't appear to hold up enough, so I think the call was right.
From the belt, kicks and deals. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Left fielder is on the move. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. Boston strands a couple. They lead it 2-1. Into the box now, Eugenio Suarez. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest.
The third baseman, Eugenio Suarez.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And he fouls this one off. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch.
No ball.
Hey, he's got great feel for that pitch right there. He can throw it anytime he wants for a strike.
And he squares this one nicely, and it's lined into center field for a leadoff single.
Dan, count goes out the window with this batter right here. It doesn't matter if it's 0-2, 2-0. He's locked.
He has great bat-to-ball skills. There are some guys that just have a knack, D-Row, of being able to get the barrel of the ball, and this is one of those guys.
Standing in now, Mike Moustakas, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Martinez has a read on it. Makes the play, 1 away. In now for the Reds, Aristides Aquino, looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. He's set, and the pitch. Hit out towards second. And that is through into center field, a base hit. And he's safe.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
At the plate, Freddie Galvis, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. And he'll look at a fastball just off the black, and it's even at 1.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job at the plate to lay off a tough pitch in a good spot.
Way outside, nearly to the backstop, 2-1.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
3 balls and a strike to the shortstop of the Reds.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. Runners are at the corners with 1 man out. And he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news, a single probably drives in a couple of runs.
So stepping in, Tucker Barnhart, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Obviously a huge situation in the game here. but at the plate, he's got to keep it simple. He can't try to do too much just because the bases are juiced. At the very least, just find a way to get that tying run home from third.
1-1 to Tucker Barnhart. Bases are loaded here, one man out. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. Now a swing, and he pops him up. And I believe, yes, the umpire signaling for the infield fly rule.
Wow, talk about frustrating. Not what you want to do with the bases loaded. A simple pop-up, and nothing productive comes out of that.
So 2 are gone now for the Reds in their half of the fourth. And digging in to hit next, it'll be the pitcher, Luis Castillo. First pitch of the at-bat.
Here. 0-1.
1 run, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. And he powers a cut fastball by him that time, and he's in charge now, 0-2.
Hey, this is a huge pitch right here. It would be demoralizing to watch this inning slip away.
Ready on 0-2. Fouled off. Hit hard to short. Bogarts has it. On to first, and the Reds rally comes up short here as that ends the inning. 3 left for Cincinnati. They're down 2-1. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And standing in is the veteran outfielder, Michael Brantley. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Cold strike at the letters, 0-1.
Hey, love the confidence in that pitch right there, going right after one of the better hitters on this team, not afraid to execute.
Hit on the ground to third. And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
Now batting.
Ready once again, Alex Verdugo. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Here comes the first pitch. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Fifth inning, 2-1 our score. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball.
Hey, I get it. He wants to set up that breaking ball down and away, but that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close.
Changeup, and that fades down and away, 2-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And this is swung on and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th.
That was a good job tying him up inside on that strikeout pitch. It wasn't even in the strike zone, but with the hitter protecting with 2 strikes, that's the kind of pitch you can get him to offer at, and he's probably not going to do much with it when he does make contact.
Into the box now, J.D. Martinez. As he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. It was a walk in his last trip. Not close. It's 2-0.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
Drilled right back up the middle. Throw on to Votto will take care of him at first, and the side is retired. Red Sox go down 1-2-3 as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to talk about the state of the Reds offense with their manager between innings, and overall he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
All right, Heidi, thank you.
Leading off for the Reds, the center fielder, number 4.
First offering on its way. And that one right down Main Street. And now Boston's bullpen springs into action. A left-hander and a right-hander begin to throw. Line drive to center field. He dives. Did he catch that? He did. What a play there for the first out.
There are 2 parts to every great catch. 1, getting the right route to make the play, and 2, hanging on. That was a terrific diving catch by the outfielder.
Into the box now, Joey Votto. He flew out in his last at-bat. First pitch coming. Here it is. Fly ball to straightaway left. Verdugo waits on it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. Ready for another shot now, Nicholas Castellanos. He was a ground out victim last time up. First pitch on its way.
No, that missed. That's the ball.
Hey, this guy's got to be pretty proud of what he's done so far. It's never easy to pitch on the road, but to have this kind of outing in a ballpark that is notoriously known as being hitter-friendly, it's been a treat to watch.
A swing and a ground ball to third. Devers fields it cleanly. Throw over to Aguilar at first will take care of him to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Reds. Our score remains 2-1. Robert Stevenson takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Red, number 55, Robert Stevenson.
Top half of the 6th about to get started, and stepping in is the veteran shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. First pitch of the at-bat.
That's one.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1.
Ball. What are you doing? 1-1.
Down the third baseline, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. Pitch on the way.
Ball.
Fouled away. Weekly hit to third. He's got it. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th. Rafael Devers will dig in again, and as he does, we'll flash back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A changeup floats outside here for ball one. And now a right-hander's begun to loosen up in the Cincinnati bullpen. And that'll miss up and in, ball two. One out, nobody on. Too tight with that one. 3-0. Jesus Aguilar is on deck. And a fastball misses there, ball four.
It was obvious when the count ran to 2-0 that they were not going to give this guy anything to hit. Sometimes you have to pick your battles, and they're going to try their luck with the next hitter.
Striding in for Boston, Jesus Aguilar. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And that's waved at and missed for strike one. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Number 4 is there, and he'll bring this one in. The throw is wild, and it gets away.
Now batting.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out, and that'll bring up the right-handed hitting Francisco Cervelli. Has a look, now the pitch. And no swing, apparently, ball one. The 1-0 finds the zone, strike one. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. All even now, 2-2. And another foul ball. Ready with another 2-2. And he fouls this one off. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
And a changeup couldn't get him to bite, and it's ball 4.
He did not want to let the hitter off the hook with 2 outs, and now he's got a runner in scoring position to deal with.
Striding in once again, Jairo Munoz. We'll see if he can come through in a clutch spot here. 2 on, 2 out here in inning number 6. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch. The set and the 1-0.
1-1.
Strike 2 swinging just out in front of the slider.
You chase a pitch that bad outside the zone, you got to find a way to regroup, adjust the batting gloves, only look over the heart of those 17 inches.
Low scoring game thus far, 2-1 here in the 6th. Hit hard on the ground to first. Taken in by Votto, and the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Boston strands a couple. They still lead it 2-1. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Eugenio Suarez. He singled his last time up.
Third baseman, Eugenio Suarez.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And he lays off there 1-0.
Very impressive outing so far. His command has been spot on. Even when he misses his spot, it isn't out over the heart of the plate. He's throwing quality pitches.
The 1-0.
Ball. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes.
Got through the 5th all right, but it looks like he's a little off kilter here to start the 6th.
Ruled a strike on the outside corner. 3-1. And he checks his swing. Did he go around? Yes, says the first base umpire. Strike 2. And it's fouled away. High in the air out to center field. Brantley is under it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. At the plate, Mike Moustakas. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. First pitch on its way. Starts him out with a cutter, and he gets him to swing through it. 1 strike. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Tries the slider to ring him up, but he lays off 1-2. And now a slider in there for a called 3rd strike, and there are 2 gone now.
Boy, he's having a hard time just putting the ball in play right now. He took the hat trick with 3 strikeouts yesterday, and here's another one today. Looks to me like he just needs to simplify his approach and focus on making some contact.
At the plate now, Aristides Aquino. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And this ball's heading for the seats down the right side as the count will move to 0-2 now. Fouled off. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Another one sent foul. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses. 1-2. Fouled away. Now another 1-2. High and deep to left. This one's got plenty of distance. Into the upper deck and gone. Solo shot here to left, number 11 for him on the season, and the Reds have come back to tie things at 2 apiece.
You don't see this very often off of this starting pitcher. This guy's not used to giving up some bombs, so I'm sure that'll be a wake-up call, and he'll start throwing some better pitches.
The Red Sox manager up out of the dugout on his way to the mound, and a change is forthcoming, as that's going to do it for his starter here this evening. So he departs in a tie ball game here tonight. You can already hang a no decision on him for this one. Anibal Sanchez, a right-hander standing 6 foot even, will take over the pitching duties here.
Anibal Sanchez.
In now, Freddie Galvis.
Not shortstop.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one.
Galvis.
Pitch on the way. And he fouls this one off. Sanchez sets his sights, coming home with the 1-1 pitch. Yanked on the ground down the line. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. And now he'll get into scoring position with 2 away.
Everyone knows that this guy's numbers are not where he wants them to be so far this year, but you never know by that swing. He looked fluid and confident, driving that pitch for a double. We'll see if that gets him going a bit.
Digging in the switch hitter, Tucker Barnhart, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
It's very difficult being a switch hitter, and very rarely you see the same hitter from both sides of the plate. He's a far superior hitter from the left side as opposed to the right side.
First offering on its way. Sliced down the left side, but foul. He's set. The 0-1. Hit sharply, but foul down the right side. Here's the 0-2.
One and two, the count.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Two balls and 2 strikes to the Reds catcher.
Interesting sequence of pitches right there. A real ugly swing on a ball away, and it looks like the batter has a much better idea of what he's looking for after that second pitch.
And that's taken high for a ball. It's full now, 3-2.
Some pitchers fall into the trap of giving in on 3-2 because they don't want to walk the guy. But with the base open, it's not the end of the world if you do. You still need to make a quality pitch.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. The payoff pitch. And awfully close there on 3-2, but take your base, says Earl Hendricks. It's ball 4.
The pitcher, number 55.
Travis Jankowski will start to loosen up in the on-deck circle as he'll bat with 2 on and 2 out here.
Travis Jankowski.
And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. And it's fouled away. 2 men are on with 2 men out. And he looks at a ball, 1-2.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
Ready with the 1-2.
2-2.
This is a huge pitch right here. I don't think he wants to go 3-2 and have those runners be in motion. Look for him to be aggressive with what he thinks is his best pitch right now.
Two and 2. Here it is. Base hit, line drive into the corner. And that's going to plate the go-ahead run from second as they move out in front here, 3-2.
Now batting,
Boy, that has to feel good as a hitter, D-Roy. You get that base hit to give your team the lead. You have to feel good when you get down to first base.
Yeah, it's just a nice approach. You see him turn to his boys right there and get fired up with the dugout. 100%, not trying to do too much, able to quiet the moment down, center himself, and come through in a big spot.
Stepping in now, number 4. No balls and a strike to count. He's set. The 0-1. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Popped up. Munoz settles under it near second. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, including the home run. No errors, and 2 men left on base. We're through 6 full. Reds lead this one 3-2. Matt Bowman is on the pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Red, number 67.
Andrew Benintendi will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Galvis is there, and the throw here is in time. Very nicely done there at short for the first out. One man is out in the Red Sox 7th, and that brings in the left-handed hitting outfielder Michael Brantley. First offering on its way.
1-0.
The 1-0 home.
That's a ball.
The count now at 2-1. Now here's the pitch.
Here. Full count.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
Nope,
And he
that's
lays
ball
off
four.
ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
The left fielder, number 99. Alex.
Digging in once again, Alex Verdugo. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. From the stretch. Fastball well outside. Very tight ball game. 3-2 our score in inning number 7. Fouled off. Here's the 1-1.
Hit!
Now a swing and a ball foul tip straight into the catcher's glove as he's able to hold on for the second out.
That's a big strikeout there with the tying run over at first base. Now, with 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that guy home. Probably need a ball in the gap to give him a chance.
So now to the plate, J.D. Martinez. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. 2 out with the man at first. Now he extends nicely, and this ball's driven to right field and deep. Gone! A 2-run shot that gives them the lead. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. Home run number 42 on the season as they take the lead 4-3.
The crowd was hoping and praying he'd go down. Then he quiets them in a hurry with one swing of the bat. And more importantly than quieting the crowd, it gives his guys the lead. That's what we call timely production by a big-time power hitter.
Nate Jones will get the ball here as he looks to get the final out in the top of the 7th. Here's Xander Bogaerts now. As the first pitch sinker misses to him, it's ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. 2 out, nobody on. Sinker misses that time, and it's 2-1. Jones, the former Chicago White Sox, he became a member of this team after signing as a free agent earlier this season.
Yeah, he didn't have an opportunity to really get acclimated to this ball club. Showing up during the season is not always easy, opening the doors to a big league clubhouse and trying to get to know your teammates. The best way to get to know them is to go out and produce.
The 2-2. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. Rafael Devers would be next if they can keep this inning alive. Now the 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to short. Galvis has it. And the throw to first is in time, but the damage has been done as the side is retired. So the Red Sox strike for 2 on the 2-run homer. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up. Get up and stretch. 4-3 Boston. Heath Hembree gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Heath Hembree.
Last half of the 7th here, and next to bat will be the first baseman, Joey Votto.
This thing's far from over, even though we're moving into the back end of this game. Only down by 1. All they need to do is get this leadoff guy, and they're an extra base hit away from tying this thing up.
Here comes the first pitch. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. Hembree was known as a short relief specialist, a guy who came in, got 1 or 2 big outs, but with the new pace of play rules, they're forcing a change for this right-hander. A 1-1 count to the Reds' first baseman. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed. That's strike 2. Swing and a little blooper to center. Here comes Brantley. He can't get there as it falls in.
They need to be aggressive right here from the offensive standpoint. Lead off base hit, bottom of the 7th. You're down 1. This has to be the moment they scratch one across.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Runner goes for second. He swings and misses. Throw down. Is not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
Ooh, that was an ugly swing. I'm sure he's not going to watch that one on replay after the game.
We're in the 7th inning now of a 4-3 ball game. Here's a little chopper up the middle, scooped up, and that's the first out.
Now batting.
Ready now for Cincinnati, Eugenio Suarez. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
One out and a runner on third. 0-2 the count to Suarez.
0-2.
This is where, as a batter, you got to find a way to put something in the outfield. Get something elevated. I know you got to battle with 2 strikes and protect, but if anything is belt or above, you got to swing.
Swing and a fly ball. And this should at least get home the tying run. The catch is made. Here comes the tying run from third. He's in there at the plate. And this ball game is tied here in the 7th.
That was a really good at-bat right there. You're trying to tie this thing up any way that you can. He hits the sac fly to the outfield, and the tying run comes in to score.
Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Mike Moustakas is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
Time to be aggressive with these hitters now. After that sac fly, now it's time to try to get out of this inning with only 1 run scored.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Even 1-1 count to Moustakas.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, they have him looking awfully confused up there right now. It's 1-2.
Usually you see chases outside the zone on off-speed stuff like sliders, breaking balls, and changeups. But to chase a fastball that far outside the zone tells me this hitter's not seeing it well at all.
Here's another 1-2. Got him looking, and that ends the inning. But the tying run comes across to score here as this one looks like it'll go to the wire. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now, and we are tied 4-4. Rafael Devers the next to bat. And this tie ball game is a battle of the bullpens now, and I'm sure you're enjoying that, Dan.
Bullpens are such a big part of baseball now, Matt. All these teams have such good 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guys. It all boils down to whose bullpen is better.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
No, ball.
Hey, this one's tied late in the game. As a pitcher right now, you just can't lay a cookie in there 1-0.
Here it comes.
That's the ball. 2-0 the count.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Well, ball 3 there, and you know the Sox would love to start an inning. Hey, a leadoff walk would be a great thing right now.
He's set. Here's the 3-0. Taking all the way that time. It's 3-1. And he lays off. Ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
Man, when the game is tied, the last thing you can afford to do is walk the leadoff hitter. Got to focus on getting that ground ball now.
Standing in, Jesus Aguilar. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Here comes the first pitch. Sliced hard on the ground, and that's through for a hit. Throw will hold him at second, but the go-ahead run's in scoring position now with still nobody out.
You know, as a former infielder, Danny, they always say you can't be in two places at once, but you got to be a little frustrated right here that that ball found the hole.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. You make a quality pitch and a guy shoots one through the right side, normally a vacated spot right there. 9 out of 10 times somebody's there to make that play. Unfortunately not, and now we've got a couple of guys on.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Shows bunt as he gets this one down. One there. Back to Votto, but it's not in time as they settle for just the one.
And kids, this is why you always go hard into second base. Could have been an easy double play ball, but the slide really impacts the throw to first, and they wind up only getting one out on the play. Good, aggressive, legal slide that time.
Now batting, Jairo Munoz, and their runners at the corners now. First delivery to him on the way. A ball and no strikes.
There are a couple of points in every game that could decide winning or losing. This is one of those critical spots. Time to make some great pitches.
The set and the 1-0 pitch. Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? Galvis throw to first, not in time, and the go-ahead run is across to score.
They couldn't turn the inning-ending double play. They just get the force out at second, and the runner scores from third.
Michael Chavis will look for some two-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner at first. He'll start him with a sinker here, but that sinks a bit too much that time. It's 1-0. He comes in with that average down in the 240s. 18 homers, 57 runs batted in. The 1-0.
That's the ball down.
This inning really feels like it's getting away from him out there. As a reliever, you can't let that happen. Nothing you can do about what's already happened, and it's only going to get worse if you're not focusing on the guy in the batter's box.
2-0 count. Here it comes. Bottom part of the zone. A good changeup gets the call. And he chased one there as this is bounced to short. Fielded by Galvis. And the off-balance throw is right there for the third out. And a high degree of difficulty on that one as the side is retired. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Red Sox 5 and the Reds 4. Matt Barnes is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. Jose Peraza is going to come on as a defensive replacement now as he takes over at first base. Digging in and looking for more, Aristides Aquino. He homered earlier and is 2 for 3 to this point.
The right fielder, number 44.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A bouncer up the middle. And that's through into center field, so the time runs aboard to kick off the inning.
The leadoff hitter finds his way on base. Should be interesting to see the cat and mouse with the manager. Does he use the bunt right here? Do we put a little hit and run on? Do we go old school, new school, and just let him swing away? Should be interesting.
Standing in now, Freddie Galvis. Pitch is mishandled behind the plate and it bounces away. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. No one out with a runner at second. Here's one that misses to the Cincinnati shortstop. It's 2-0 now. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. And he has a cut at that one, but misses 2-1. Has a look, now the pitch. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1. Tucker Barnhart is on deck. The 3-1. High and deep down the left field line. And this will wind up a foul ball. Crowd gets up for the 3-2. And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
Settling in now, Tucker Barnhart, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. He's set. Here it comes. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2 now.
Surprised the pitcher would even go to the top of the zone looking for a double play in this situation.
In the dirt here. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on. Ready now. 2-strike pitch on its way. And this one's in the dirt. And a nice job to keep the runners at bay as the count moves to 2-2. Possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nobody out. Curveball got him swinging for the first out.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
Josh Van Meter will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 17. Josh Van Meter.
Low with the splitter, ball 1. He'll come in here at 263. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. The 1-0.
That's the ball.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down the way or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the harder plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
And now a called strike that time as the zone expands a bit here. It's 2-1 now. From the belt, kicks and deals. 1 out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going. Here's another 2-2.
Well, what do you do when guys keep fouling pitches off like this? I guess you could back them off the plate by throwing one inside.
hit in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball.
You know, taking you inside the mind of a batter right here, you can't get in auto swing mode. You still have to control the strike zone.
The next 3-2. Freezes him. A strikeout looking.
Big curveball for the strikeout there, and that came after an absolute missile of a fastball. Even if you recognize the breaking ball out of the pitcher's hand, it's so hard for hitters to sit back long enough after they've seen a really good fastball. Only the best can keep their hands back on those.
So they'll make a matchup move here and bring on a southpaw to face the left-handed hitter due up. At the plate, number 4. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Hit back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. The tying run is in to score from second. It's now a 5-5 ball game.
You know, D-Row, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen. I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles an hour with sink and cut. That is unbelievable. He's able to get that knock in that big spot.
So up steps the former MVP, Joey Votto. 0-1 the count. Two down, runners at first and second. And this will be fouled away. The 0-2. And he misses there. 1-2. Taylor, the native of Arizona, he's a second-year big leaguer. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now.
Not sure if that was a purpose pitch or not, but I liked it. As a pitcher, sometimes you've got to be willing to back the guy off the plate by running something hard inside. You can't just let guys be comfortable standing in the batter's box against you.
A swing and a miss on a ball way outside the strike zone, and the inning is over. But the tying run has come across here as we're set up for an exciting finish. We've played 8 full. And we are all tied 5-5. Amir Garrett will be on the mound to start the 9th inning, and his job will be keeping the ball game tied until the bottom half. All set to start the 9th in this one. Coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Michael Brantley. Set and the pitch. 9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Two and 0 to Brantley.
Well, this is the matchup they wanted, bringing in the reliever, but falling behind 2-0 doesn't exactly help the situation very much.
Now the pitch. Now a flare out toward right center. Here comes the right fielder, but he won't get there. It falls in.
This is the cat and mouse of baseball right here. Batter versus pitcher. You fight so hard as an offensive player to get count leverage. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. Check out the batting averages in those counts, and then check out the batting averages in even and behind counts with 2 strikes. 2-0, your eyes light up, and the batter didn't miss it.
To the plate now, Alex Verdugo. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 1-0. Trying to get that go-ahead run to scoring position now as he puts this one down. The throw pulls him off the bag.
Now batting, right fielder, J.D. Martinez.
Ready to take his hacks again, J.D. Martinez, as he'll look to follow up the two-run homer he launched over the wall last time up.
And that last at-bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So I might want to move that ball up and down and in and out and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate.
That evens it up 1-1. The 1-1 pitch.
No, that's the ball.
Man, that's a great take right there. Backdoor slider, just missed the outside corner. This guy must have a really good eye. Most guys swing at that pitch.
Now the 2-1.
Ball.
Not a good spot to be in right now. Pitcher's falling behind in the count with a guy up that hits really well with runners in scoring position.
The 3-1 pitch. And that misses for ball 4. So the potential go-ahead run moves over to third now.
The batter, number 2.
So coming to the plate, Xander Bogaerts. He's got the bases loaded now and a chance to really do some damage.
And he's one of those guys that they really rely on to come through in spots like this, Matt. Second on the team and runs batted in.
Here's the first pitch. Fouled away. Fastball well outside. The 1-1 pitch. Hit high in the air down the right field line. Aquino has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. And the throw comes in, and they will not try sending him as that go-ahead run remains at third with one away now. Here's the first pitch. Rafael Devers comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one.
So important getting ahead with the bases loaded. Already a difficult situation, so you don't want to make it any harder by falling behind in the count.
That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Oh, good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Hey, pretty aggressive pitch right there up in the zone. Surprised he didn't offer at it.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Ready with another two-strike offering. Misses, ball 2.
Man, this guy's a grinder. Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the ones just off the corner. This guy's a pitcher's nightmare.
3-2 the count for Rafael Devers.
Well, no doubt in my mind, this has been the at-bat of the night so far.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Flipped out the other way towards short. To second for one. Relay to first in time. And just like that, the side is retired. Just what the doctor ordered. He gets the double play to get him out of the inning. The three of us return with more Wednesday Night Baseball after this. Bottom of the inning now, and the right-handed hitting Nicholas Castellanos will bat next.
The left fielder, Nick Castellanos.
Now the pitch. First pitch curveball runs in a bit too tight. It's ball 1. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. One 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball called just a bit low.
If you're in the box right now, you got to wait him out. He obviously does not want to come see you with a fastball. He's been nibbling this whole at bat and just missed with that backdoor breaking ball.
Now the 2-0.
Ball.
To be honest with you, I'm a little bit more afraid of the guy on deck than the guy that's up right now. If I'm on the mound, I want this guy up right now. He's the guy that's got to beat me.
Three balls and a strike to the Reds left fielder.
No strike.
You know, it's funny. I can count on one hand the times I was able to actually go to the plate and think home run and hit a home run. I wish guys would just focus on getting into their rhythm at the dish, trying to hit the ball hard and let the chips fall where they may. When they try and hit home runs, it usually doesn't happen.
You know, it takes a lot of discipline to watch a pitch like that go by, but on a 3-1 count, he had the luxury of being a little bit more selective up there. Good take and a walk is the result.
Into the box, Eugenio Suarez. The winning run is at first base. Here's the first pitch.
Nope. Ball. 1-0.
Possible winning run aboard here. Nobody out. Called strike at the knees. 1-1. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1.
2-1.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just let the pitcher dig his own grave. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
Now the 2-1.
Outside. Ball.
Got to find a way to get back in the zone. I know you're in danger of losing both to walks, but certainly don't miss over the heart of the plate and have this guy gap one, or even worse, hit a 2-run homer.
Possible winning run aboard here. Nobody out. And that is in there at the letters to run it full. 3-2.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Boy, there's nothing like seeing a good power pitcher that has a good fastball. And what does he do? He just throws this good fastball right by, brings the express. No chance to put that ball in play.
In now, Mike Moustakas. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. He's got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. The 1-0. And 2-0 as this one's taken low. Possible winning run on first, one man away. And he gets this fastball over. It's 2-1.
2-1's the count.
Three and one. Aristides Aquino waits on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But this will wind up foul as he runs the count full now. Now the 3-2 pitch. Goes the other way with it as this is in the air down the line in left. Verdugo is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. Ready for another chance? Aristides Aquino. He scored after reaching on a single in his last time up. Here's the first pitch.
See ya.
Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
He is in complete command out on the mound today. He's got all four corners locked in, and now he's raising eye levels to boot.
Too low with a fastball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. And he fouls this one off. A 1-2 pitch. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. Hit down the line at first, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Ready with another 2-strike offering, and it's fouled away. Ready with another 2-strike offering. High in the air out to center field. Brentley will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. 1 left for Cincinnati. This remains a 5-all ball game. Raisel Iglesias takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings.
26. Raisel Iglesias.
We are into extra innings, and here comes the first baseman, Jose Peraza. Now the pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Two and 1 to the Red Sox first baseman. Strike 2 as the hanging slider was let go. Full count to Jose Peraza. Francisco Cervelli will be next. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Galvis towards second. He's got it. Throw to first gets him. 1 out here to lead off the 10th. At the plate, Francisco Cervelli. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Pulled the fastball down a little too much there. That's ball 1. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. 1 out, nobody on. Well, should be 2-0, but he goes way out of the zone to go after that one, and it's even 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and if you get a guy flailing at a pitch like that, heck, you're going to go out there and throw that same pitch till he proves he can lay off of it.
And he comes back with a gorgeous slider there for strike 2. Fouled off. Another 2-2 offering.
That's the ball.
You see a right-handed batter waiting next, but he could very well be pulled back as the situation dictates. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. Weak grounder back to the mound. And that's the 2nd out.
Now back
Next up for the Red Sox, Jairo Munoz, who could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And the pitch.
Yeah, he made up his mind early to take the first pitch because that thing was right down the middle.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
The count doesn't mean much to this batter. He's all in. He's not concerned with striking out, so he's going to get his A swing off.
Reaches down and hits this one on the ground to short. And the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and he'll reach it first.
Man, there's just no excuse for a middle infielder to make a play like that, especially your shortstop. Looked like a routine play, but for some reason, he just pulled the first baseman off the bag. It happens, but you never want to give a team extra outs.
Christian Vasquez will be called upon here to hit with the game on the line.
Number 7, Christian Vasquez.
Strike one to start the at-bat. There are 2 gone and the possible go-ahead run at first. And this one's by him to the backstop. And a very big mistake, as that'll move the possible go-ahead run into scoring position.
Well, the graphic here isn't going to properly show just how far that pitch was from the strike zone. That thing wasn't even close, and I think it made the decision to move up a base pretty easy to make.
The 1-1. High and deep to center field. And, he missed a home run by a matter of feet. It's off the wall.
Boy, those have to feel really good, Dero. You get late in the game, you come up with a big RBI base hit right here to give your team the lead.
Yeah, no one remembers that ground ball with eyes in the top of the second inning. You want to show up when the game is on the line. Can you quiet your emotions down, take the crowd out of it, and slow yourself down enough to come through? And that's exactly what he did.
And it looks like they'd rather go after the next guy as the intentional walk signal comes here with 2 away.
Yeah, well, when a guy's swinging the bat as well as he's been, this is a smart move. No reason to tempt fate out there.
Stepping up to the plate, Alex Verdugo. He was able to reach base thanks to an error in his last at-bat. Trying to keep the deficit right where it is, the pitch. Easy take there as the off-speed pitch misses well inside. So far this season, with runners in scoring position, Verdugo brings a batting average just a little over the .250 mark. Fouled away. One and one. Here it is. Fastball just inside. 2 men are on with 2 men out. And he tries to get him to reach for it, but it stays outside. 3-2.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
Here's the payoff pitch. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. And he strikes him out here for out number 3, but the damage has been done, as now they'll need some extra inning heroics to pull this one out. Red Sox settle for just the 1. So now we'll see if these guys can get even in the bottom of inning number 10. It's the Red Sox 6 and the Reds 5. Brandon Workman takes the ball, looking to make sure this game goes no further. Save situation here in inning number 10. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And up next, the former Philly shortstop Freddie Galvis.
Not an easy thing to do to score off the game's elite closers, but down by 1 at home, you've got a chance with that last at bat.
They'll try and entice him with a high fastball, but he wouldn't commit. It's ball 1. 1-0 home. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike. The 1-1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
Great situation right here. Leading off the inning, you gotta find a way to get on base any way possible. But I don't like to take the aggression away from hitters. If it's in your zone, I want you swinging.
And possibly an interesting development here. It's a leadoff walk to begin the frame in extra innings.
Wow, if that's not a strike, I don't know what is. I know these subs have a tough job. I get it. We'll see if he gets the next borderline call or if there are any makeup calls coming up.
So striding forward now, Tucker Barnhart. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Couldn't resist on that one, and he's behind 0-1.
That's just too much velocity upstairs to get good wood on it. It's going to have to lower his sights.
Ball 1.
Here we go, guys. Come on. Let's go, Sissy.
1-2.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above the knees that you can get in the air.
Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Nobody out, runner on first. Got him. So he's down on strikes for the second time here tonight.
Really important time for a strikeout there, guys. Tying run at first, so objective number 1 is stranding him on base. And now with 1 out, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that run.
Mark Payton will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 34. Mark Payton.
Into the corner and slicing foul. The 0-1 pitch.
That's in, ball.
Payton, 5'8" tall, left-handed batter and thrower. He was selected in the 7th round during the 2014 draft.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Swing and a miss. Looked like the knuckle curved there, and that's out number 2.
Anytime you get rookies just breaking into the big leagues, you have to expect a certain amount of this. There aren't any easy at-bats at this level, and you really have to learn how to slow the game down in your head because everything feels like it's so much faster up here.
Time called here, as with the potential tying run aboard, they'll make the move to get a little more speed out there. At the plate now, number 4, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He's looking for his 3rd hit of the ball game here. Red center fielder in front with a 2-0 count.
This is why I love having athleticism and speed on your team. You can tell the runner on first base is certainly messing with the mechanics of the pitcher.
A a strike, and it's 2-1.
That's a pitch he'd like to have back. You're not going to see very many pitches like that from a pitcher of this quality. I'm sure he'd like to have that one back to take a swing at it.
A runner on first with 2 away. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. He's got it, and the Red Sox have finally found their way back into the win column as this ball game is over.
Hey, it took them an extra frame to do it, but hey, they're not going to complain as they lock up a nice road victory here in 10 innings.
And tonight's one-run game comes to an end, 6-5 the final. The Boston Red Sox pick up win number 90. Josh Taylor wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. Brandon Workman closes the door for the save, his 49th of the year. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter @MLB The Show.